All right, everyone, we're about to start. Get settled. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I am Reverend Brenda Negley. Oh,
You keep going.
oh, okay.
My bad. Keep going.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll start over again. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Brenda.
And on Zoom, I'm Reverend Brenda Negley, and it is truly a wonderful day in the neighborhood here in Oakhurst. Do we have any visitors, guests, or newcomers in the sanctuary today? Oh, would you please introduce yourselves, and I'll repeat a little bit for those in Zoom, unless you'd like to come up here.
I'm Sharon Moore.
Sharon Moore.
Angelo there on Zoom, and Stella, his wife, was the principal at Woodland Elementary School where I taught. I've actually been in this facility, I don't know, sanctuary, get the right word, maybe once or twice over a period of time since I think for several years, right?
Mhm. So I'm going to repeat that. So Sharon said she's been here in the sanctuary a couple times.
And
Go ahead.
so, but Marianne is a good friend of mine, and she invited me to come today.
Oh, and Marianne has invited her to come today. Thank you, Marianne.
Nice.
And how about this group here?
My name's Michelle.
Michelle.
Moved up to Oakhurst about a year and a half ago, and I'm a member and a minister at Utah Community in Fresno. I'm so excited when I heard you were open.
That's great. Welcome.
There we go. Thank you. And have the other two joined in with you today?
I'm Joyce Grothman.
Joyce?
Joyce, yes, I've been following you guys on Facebook, but this is my, on Zoom, but this is my first time here, and it's beautiful.
Excellent. Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
Michael, I'm.
And Michael?
my husband. We've been up here just over 2 years. And so we have followed a couple times, on Zoom, but Zoom is just too hard for me to deal with.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
you opened up.
Now repeat the church. Was it New Thought Community?
New Thought
New
Community.
Thought Community. I was watching you guys at 3 o'clock this morning. I think it was a January recording. I didn't see February one, but welcome, welcome.
That's great.
All right. Now, is there anyone on Zoom? Nope, let me turn this back around. High tech over here. Anyone on Zoom? I don't think so. Well, hello, Zoom. All right, I'm going to adjust this again one more time. Here we go. Okay. All right, so thank you for joining us here today, for visitors and everyone else that's here today. And let's see. So in the seat in front of you is a gift, which has the Positive Living Center beliefs chart in front of the chair in front of you. It has the prayer of protection, the offertory prayer, and if you'd like, you can take it home with you as a thank you for joining our service today. So today is February 27th, 2022, and this is the year of creating healthy lifestyles. Our themes of the month of February are balance regarding our physical health, healthy emotions regarding mental health, and wholeness regarding spiritual health. And now is the time for meditation. We will listen today to Joe Bull while we meditate, and when he is finished, there will be a time of quiet reflection. Get yourself settled. Allow yourself to take a nice, deep breath. Close your eyes. Bring in the vibration of your being and your heart. And as Joe sings, the energy will fill this room while we silently meditate together.
I feel the spirit moving in me. I feel the spirit moving in me. I feel the joy moving in me. I feel the joy moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
Welcome back. Get into your body as we let our hearts unfold. We reconnect to our inner energy. Back to the room, calm, relaxed, clear, and balanced. Take your time, get a breath, bring yourself back to the room. Thank you, Joe. All right, we're going to get ready to move on to the next. Some of you are still back deep into meditation. Ooh. Thank you, Joe. I feel like skipping with joy and the spirits in my soul. If this podium wasn't here and I was stuck here, I truly would skip right now. I really would. Thank you. That was lovely. All right. So our spiritual talk is next. Patty Hummel, we are ready for your thoughts. And can you hear me in the back? Okay. Okay, so Patty, we're going to talk a little loud today.
Okay,
All right.
I can do that.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good morning.
I am doing well. and I'm really glad to share that. As Brenda said, our themes this month, and we've been exploring them, and I've been writing about them, are physical health, balance, mental health, healthy emotions, spiritual health, wholeness. So earlier this month, Reverend Luana spoke about time being fluid. And it started kind of a running joke amongst our speakers over the past month. Our beloved Reverend Bob, he swam upstream in time to July of this year. And last week, Reverend Kim, she traveled back in time to when she was a whole year younger. Now, if you're confused, you can catch their talks on YouTube. The PLC has a YouTube channel, and they were great and really funny. So not to be undone, I will be sharing my personal experience of traveling back in time, approximately 5 or 6 months. Now, some of you know that I've been struggling with a medical condition. It's called lumbar, let me see if I can get this right, lumbar splandolosis. It's a kind of degenerative disc disease. Now, the sad part of this story is that my regular physician kept insisting that the pain I was having as I was hiking around Tenaya on my lunch break and walking my dog around the block, she said, "Oh, it's bursitis." I'm like, "Well, okay." So I, of course, looked it up, and I'm like, "Oh, well, that, it should go away after a while, and there's things you can do about it." But it kept going on, and for months she kept saying, "That's just bursitis, just bursitis." And later on, I inquired about imaging because it kept getting worse. And she said, "Well, X-rays aren't going to show bursitis. It's more of a muscle thing." Then she said, "Maybe you should try losing some weight." At that point, I gave her the stink eye. It's like, really? Come on. Finally, I became so frustrated with this painful condition, I demanded to see another doctor. And happily, this doctor agreed that because my symptoms were worsening, some imaging might be helpful. She suspected the issue might be in my lower back. So the hip x-rays we did turned out normal. It wasn't a hip problem. But a follow-up MRI showed something quite troubling. One of my lumbar discs had slipped out of place and was impinging the sciatic nerve that goes down my left leg. Suddenly, I had a script for a mild pain med, referrals to a spine specialist, an acupuncturist, and a pain specialist. That and a looming specter of large medical bills. So, what does a student of science of mind do in this situation? Well, physically, I was so out of balance, I could not walk without a cane. Mentally, I was a wreck from constant pain and worry. Those are not healthy emotions. Spiritually, I was definitely developing cracks in my wholeness. I reached out to our practitioners. In the past week, they have prayed me through a procedure that, while not a total cure, has definitely brought my pain level down to where it was about 5 or 6 months ago. Enough that I can think clearly about future treatment of this condition. And I really want to thank Joe and all the practitioners and ministers who I know were praying for me during this. And I could feel you. I could definitely feel you. And John, your email just touched me. And that was great. But like, now here's the part that blew me away. I mean, I knew that, you know, some support during this procedure would be great. But remember I mentioned the looming specter of ever-growing medical bills. Some of you may have had to deal with this. So just before the procedure, I decided to pull those bills out. They had been multiplying like tribbles in a pile on my desk. You remember the tribbles in Star Trek? I mean, they were just like piling up like this. And I had been avoiding it for too long. And I didn't want to deal with it. I was in denial. And as I feared, I was already in way over my head. How did they add up so fast? Where did all these bills come from? I mean, you know, I've been paying these medical premiums and you know, what is all this? Where is my money going? So again, what does a student of science of mind do in this situation? Well, I turned it over to source. Literally. I grabbed those bills, I held them up in the air, and I said, Mother, Father, God, you're gonna have to help me with this because I don't know where the money is gonna come from. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. I don't know. I'm giving it to you. You figure it out. And that was hard for me. I'm kind of a control freak, and I don't easily give up control of situations. So, you know, at that point, I kind of put my head down on the desk and felt sorry for myself for a while. And then I picked these bills up again, and I looked and I noticed that I had not been credited the $516 I had to come up with as a copay for the MRI because it was not considered medically necessary yet. And I'm like, well, okay. So I called the number on the billing and you know, proceeded to complain. And the lady was very nice. She goes, well, let me look into this. And she checked and turned out my payment had been miscoded. And she was very apologetic. And she's all like, okay, you know, all right, we're going to credit that back to you. And, you know, now you only owe this much. And I'm like, okay, that's a little more doable. Thank you very much. She was very nice. And I said a very quick, thank you, God, thank you, God. But turns out God wasn't finished. He wasn't finished yet. So the gal on the phone said that she noticed that I was on the Kaiser's Senior Advantage Plan. And would I be interested in applying for a program they have that helps pay your medical expenses? And I'm like, well, maybe. What does this entail? And I'm thinking, you know, okay, you need paycheck stubs, you need, you know, credit checks. You know, well, what are we talking about here? And she's all, well, let me transfer you over to this other desk. And so this lady gets on and she's all, oh yeah. She goes, well, I just need a little bit of information. I'm like, yeah, what? And she says, well, let's see. Okay, I got your name, your medical record number. What's your address? I gave her my address. So, you know, what's your phone number? I gave her my cell phone. And, you know, and let's confirm your date of birth. And I said, yeah, I have just recently turned 65 and I'm, you know, doing Medicare and the Senior Advantage thing. And she goes, okay, you know, give me a minute. And so I listened to the music, you know, da, 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 da. And she comes back, she goes, "You're approved." And I'm all, what? What is this? And she goes, "Well, you know, we'll send you a letter and it'll explain everything." So just before the procedure, I got this letter, and it basically said that it would pay for, you know, any medical expenses I have, and you know, and my prescriptions for the next year, and I can reapply next year. And so this procedure I had didn't cost me a dime. And from now on, my meds will not cost me a dime. And I was so blown away because, you know, I was thinking, you know, oh, well, you know, my procedure is going to cure everything. Well, no, it wasn't going to, you know, why would I presume to know better than Source? Source had its own plan for me. And, you know, I truly believe that, you know, Source has, you know, given me a little break here, a chance to think a little more clearly, consider my options going forward. If I need surgery, I don't have to worry about the cost of it. And, you know, the way things are nowadays, you know, costs can come into the story a lot. So as I told Joe before I went in for my procedure, I was really hoping to be able to come up here and testify. And so it is.
Thank you, Patty. I love how Source filled in those cracks.
What a great story.
Lovely.
Great story.
So now we're going to get ready for Joe Bull, who will be our singer for today.
I'm going to sing for you and to you a very simple chant type song. It's very short, the words are very short, and how I will open it up and introduce it to you. And if you feel like singing the words because they mean something to you personally, please feel free to do so. I think the words have different meaning for different people. So I hope you enjoy this. Healing rain is falling down. 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 I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing rain is falling down. Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing rain is falling down. Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing rain is falling down. Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing rain is falling down. Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing rain is falling down. Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing rain is falling down. Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Healing rain is falling down. Healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Thank you so much. Wasn't that fun?
You're having a ball up there today.
That is so fun. I love this joy. Good news, great day. Woo! Thank you, universe. All right. So our wonderful speaker of today is our very own Reverend Kim Haley.
Can you hear me?
Good morning, Kim.
Good
Yes.
morning, you positive, living people, open-minded people of vibrations and vibratory goodness and light and love. Good morning. So happy you're here. I'm picking up on you, Brenda. Throughout out of all of the themes for today, is that too loud, or it feels really loud to me up here? But and am I too short, or should I get taller? I can do that, I think.
You're fine.
Okay, good. Okay, all right, that's good. The physical health balance and the mental health, healthy emotions, and spiritual health, wholeness. And I was drawn, to explore the mental health, healthy emotions, and in a different way. And it just sort of happened spontaneously. I want to mention right now what we just sang, Healing Rain, is part of The Secret of the Lost Mode of Prayer, which I'm going to be quoting from a little bit today, by Gregg Braden. And there is a story about a Navajo gentleman who learned from his elders that you don't pray for rain, you pray rain. You pray rain. Because when you pray for something, you get more of that something, which is like a drought. It's sort of admitting lack. The way you want to be is to think of already having it. And that's sort of what's central to my talk today. And I was drawn to explore this theme. And I ask you this question again, as I have asked before. And you don't have to answer out loud. This is something you just sit with in quiet stillness. Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? Love is the answer for me. We are these amazing creatures and creations made from love. And love is the connection of everything, a healing force that brings wholeness. Now, the following is taken from the book, The Secrets of the Lost Mode of Prayer by Gregg Braden, where he explains that the language that connects us with God is found in a very common experience that we all share. And it is the experience of emotion and feelings. And when we focus on a certain quality of feeling, probably a positive one, in our hearts, we're actually using the mode of prayer that was largely forgotten. He says, feeling is the prayer. Feeling is the prayer. And he learned that while visiting, traveling the world. He went around the world and he traveled to different places and he interviewed spiritual people and shamans and elders, and they pretty much said the same thing. But where he really got this is when he was up in the Himalayan mountains and he went to a monastery that was up there, quite isolated. And there was an abbot or a monk that was meditating in front of the opening or the entrance to the monastery. And he asked him a question through his translator. And he said, when we see your prayers, what are you doing? When we see you tone and chant for 14 and 16 hours a day and see you tone and chant a day, and we see bells and bowls and gongs and chimes and mudras and mantras, what's happening to you on the inside? And the abbot answered, you have never seen our prayers because our prayers cannot be seen. What you have seen is what we do to create the feeling in our bodies. Feeling is the prayer. His words echoed ideas that had been recorded in ancient Gnostic and Christian traditions more than 2,000 years ago. Feeling is the lost mode of prayer. So that kind of helps when you're trying to get to a place of feeling good before you even get what you think you need or you think you want. He went on to say, we are invited to empower our prayers by being surrounded by feeling our desires fulfilled. For our prayers to be answered, we must transcend the doubt that often accompanies the positive nature of our desire. It is what we believe when we do treatment, work here at the PLC. It's what we believe here, as explained in the Science of Mind book by Ernest Holmes. It's already happened. It's already there. I have a story to share with you that is centered sort of around this. I kind of shared a little bit of it with our spiritual discussion group, Bob Hand's spiritual discussion group. And then I took it further because what happened to me is earlier in this month, February the 1st, it was Chinese New Year and a new moon. And it usually falls in the sign of Aquarius, of which I am. and the new moon is a great time for new beginnings or to begin again. And you can do this. You don't need a new moon, but it was sort of symbolic of what happens. You really don't need the new moon. You can begin again any moment. But what happened is I kind of went back to my child's mind and I started riffing or speaking without a plan or playing, but it wasn't playing like skipping or anything. It was like inside, I just felt this freedom. And I had an immediate urge and feeling of deep gratitude. And I prayed. Not the kind of prayers I prayed when I was a young Catholic schoolgirl asking God for a new sled or skates or something like that. It wasn't that kind of prayer. I prayed by breathing and feeling good about breathing, by forming words, by whispering, and by smiling. I prayed in stillness, using my heart and my mind. I prayed openly, And I felt fully in the moment. This was not a repetitious prayer memorized from a Sunday school reader. This was a spontaneous, you still hear me? This was a spontaneous, creative moment of deep connection, or so it felt like to me. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was poised on the altar of gratitude and free. I began to thank the universe, the all that is, God, good orderly direction for my life, for many aspects of my life. I felt like I was opening a huge, huge channel in my heart and my feeling nature. Now I can give you a couple of samples of some of what I said, or remember what I said. I wrote some of it down. I am so grateful for all the inspiration that is flowing to me now. I am so grateful for all the inspiration that is flowing to me now. I'm grateful for the words to express myself and to connect with others, and especially this moment. I'm grateful for my family and my friends and all the friends I have yet to meet. I am grateful to all those people that create and produce the things that I use every day that I do not have the talent nor the inclination to make myself. I may never meet these people, but I am grateful to them, wherever they may live on this earth. I am grateful for the PLC family and for the building and the people who come together for the good of everyone. I'm grateful for energy. I'm grateful for my house so I can sleep and eat and share with others in peace and comfort. I'm grateful for all the things that get done through grace and through the love of the divine that I could not possibly do with my smaller mind. I'm grateful for consciousness. I'm grateful for my healthy body, my healthy mind, and my healthy spirit. I'm grateful for the life of my loved ones. I'm grateful for laughter, for joy, tears, and sadness. I'm grateful to have incarnated into this life at this time now. And I have truly hit the jackpot of gifts by living in this space and at this time. I'm grateful for the gifts of all that I receive by being here on this beautiful planet. And I'm grateful for movies and books and poetry and jokes and pictures and a computer and a whole fully functioning life. I'm grateful for the night and the stars and the moon and all the galaxies abounding and spinning in infinity. I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for the healing power of song, music, and dance. GBC, gratitude to be continued and continuous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I then went to bed and I slept very deeply and well. And of course, I was thankful for that. The next morning, when I was waking up, you know, when you're in that twilight place between sleeping mind and the morning waking mind, I heard a very clear and succinct voice that said, "You are loved." And it wasn't a whisper. I heard it. I felt an outrageous flow of joy and excitement. And I got my pen and paper out because most mornings I do what's called 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing. They're my morning pages. Well, this morning I just didn't do 3 pages. I just kept writing. I just kept going. And I felt playful doing it. It was fun to do. It wasn't something I had to do. So I, I did that. And I don't think I was writing this down just for myself, so that's why I'm sharing it with you here today. I think it was for everyone to know. And here are some of the things that came up for me during that time. When you are awakening in the morning with bedhead and swollen eyes, and you're a little grumpy, you are loved. When you begin your morning mumbling into your cup of coffee or tea or cappuccino or whatever you drink in the morning, you are loved. When you cheat on your sugar-free diet by snitching a piece of chocolate brownie, you are loved. When you are scratching your dog's belly or your cat's chin, you are loved. When you sit by the window looking out at the day full of clouds and sunbeams and trees and mountains, you are loved. When you succumb to the low feelings caused by the news of the day, you are loved. When you're irritated by the crazy antics of your computer while writing your spiritual talk, you are loved. And when you go for a daily walk and find that you still have yesterday's underwear bunched up in your pant leg, you are loved. When you struggle with the inarticulate speech of the heart, you are loved. When you get overexcited, talk too much, and get too loud, you are loved. If you perceive yourself as a failure and feel bad, you are loved. If you stand up for what you believe, you are loved. If you are quiet and feel insecure, you are loved. If you sit in stillness, you are loved. With every lesson, you are loved. When your mind wanders, you are loved. When you pay attention, you are loved. And when you put too fine a point on things, you are loved. When you let go of who you think you should be and be yourself, you are loved. When you don't know what to do, you are loved. When you forgive yourself and others, you are loved. When you are grateful, you are loved. Are you getting the picture now? Have I put too fine a point on this? You are loved. And I believe in one of Reverend LJ's talks, she quoted, I hope your talk, I think it was, denying love is our only problem. Denying love is our only problem. And faith and love can guide us all. Well, you know, prayer is unique to everyone who experiences it. We PLCers have the understanding of this mode of prayer. Pray as if you already have the thing you desire. Feel it. To recognize it is already here in the moment. And I know a deep feeling of gratitude is key, very key to the entire process of prayer. A childlike trust, a playful, free, open, juicy hug, and thank you for the outcome through divine right action. And then a step back to allow what is to be, a letting go of perceived outcomes. That might be the hardest part for us all. But if you remember you are loved, you don't have to be effort. There's no effort involved. As Angelo has said, as we experience the human drama, which can be a pain in the butt, it has no power unless we allow it to have power. We find balance realizing I am the eternal life. Experiencing, and we are loved wholly and wholeheartedly. I want to finish with one of my favorite poems by Mary Oliver, which I have shared before, but maybe here, many here have not heard it. It's called Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. Do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body, the soft animal of your body, love what it loves. Tell me about despair. Yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, high in the clean blue air, the wild geese are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
Thank you, Reverend Kim. I want to highlight your continuous gratitude phrase. So each month I put a little Post-it note on my mirror in my bathroom. And so the month of March will be continuous gratitude. Thank you so much. All right. So next up is the offertory. Excuse me, the offertory statement can be found in the back of your chairs in front of most of you if you'd like to join with us. But now I'd like to ask our ushers, Reverend Judy and Reverend LJ, to please join me. All right. Please say with me, divine love flowing through me, blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Aho. Thank you for financially supporting the Positive Living Center. We are a nonprofit that is funded by donations only. Your generosity of spirit continually brings the power of love and the ability to transform lives and build community. So you may also send donations to PLC to PO Box 2683 in Oakhurst, California, 93644, or PayPal via the green button, the tab that's shown on our weekly bulletin, the iFocus. So it is time for announcements. If you are in the sanctuary, I ask that you please come up to the podium so that those on Zoom can hear you. Is there anyone here that'd like to make an announcement? Come on up.
Because I like this book so much and I get so much comfort from it, I got excited and got very enthusiastic about it. And I talked to Sandy and she said, announce it. If anyone is interested in doing a class using this book with me, come and talk to me. I want to see if there's interest first before we decide, but it would be lovely to have more people to read and then discuss with them. The Secrets of the Lost Mode of Prayer by Gregg Braden. And the subtitle is The Hidden Power of Beauty, Blessing, Wisdom, and Hurt. So I'm Reverend Kim, and if you don't know me, I have done some classes before, but this would be wonderful. I did this class, I think, with Angie in 2006. But I was guided back to this book. And it's got some amazing stories in it too. So that's what I wanted to announce. Yes, somebody's got their hand up back there. No.
Can you send that out in an email? The title of the book?
Send it out in an email.
We can put it in the weekly bulletin.
We can put it in the weekly bulletin. Have you signed up? You get our emails, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then there's a weekly bulletin, and we'll put that in there.
Oh, great.
And we'll see if what interest is there, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Speaking of the weekly bulletin, I just wanted to make sure that if there's anyone here that is not getting their weekly iFocus, which is our email that goes out every week, if you're not getting it, please let me know. And also if you're and also if you're interested in having, posting some photos, we love to have pictures. So we'd love to have that. And if you have any questions about the iFocus, anything, just reach out to me, okay? Thank you.
She's very tall. I'm just a little vertically challenged. All right, so I do have announcement. Oh, another announcement. Come on up. Hurry.
It's more of a request than an announcement, but and thank you for the thoughts on gratitude today, Kim. I wanted to say that I'm really grateful for Ed Heiss. Eddie Heiss is a guitar player and such a generous soul. I wouldn't have my guitar, my beautiful Santa Cruz, without him. And this joint wouldn't have Joe Nelson, I don't believe, unless Eddie had brought him here to play banjo in his band. And he's just been generous throughout this whole community. I know Angie knows him. And Gene, Maggie Bell loved him, just loved him, and he loved her. And so it's been a long time since I've slept in my bed up in Plumas County in Quincy. I've just been here since Christmas, and I was hanging around. I didn't really know why. And then I learned that Eddie has leukemia, and he's been pretty close to hospice. And so I've been hanging out with him at his house, and I don't know, he's been eating pretty good. I've been cooking a lot and taking him down for treatments, and just what a beautiful soul. And he probably wouldn't be happy with me even talking about him here today. But I don't know, I just wanted to express my gratitude to him. And maybe we could all just those healing rains that are coming down, that you know, he's afraid in between all the jokes and the laughs and everything, and he shuffles about. So I hopefully maybe we could send him a little healing love. And then just finally, I've been finding solace every day when I'm working on the phone or the computer with what I do. I just jump out on the trail, and I found this beautiful trail up to Coriolis Falls from Cedar Valley, and I've been scampering up there. And the other day I greedily went a little too late, didn't have a phone, didn't have a light. And I got up there, and I do this a lot, but as I was coming down, the light was leaving, and I was going down pretty quick, and I caught a root, and I found myself uncontrollably, just because I was going pretty fast down the hill. And the only thing, so I saw this beautiful 12-foot pine tree, and with about this big around. And so I jumped toward it and grabbed it. And as I swung around, I kind of held myself, and I was kind of laughing because I react in this really immediate, thoughtless way whenever I get into a dangerous situation. But then I realized as I was going to climb up from the hill that I didn't have any ground under me, and that it was a place where it was just nothing there. And I think that's the way it is for a lot of us, is that we really have no ground underneath us. Here we are, you know, like with sparks in the darkness just for a moment. And so it's just such a precious thing to be with you. And it's a precious thing for me to be with Eddie. So in that moment, we can all go at any time. It's just so beautiful that we're all here together. So thank you. Maybe send a prayer out to Eddie.
Thank you, Bob.
And don't tell him I said anything.
Healing rains and prayers for Ernie. It was Ernie, right? Eddie. I knew there was a little thing telling me. All right. Glad that you're not hurt. You said you fell. I was just kidding when I said hurry. You didn't have to run.
I'm a really skillful faller.
Okay, good. All right, so I have another announcement as well for Bob Hand's spiritual discussion group. So it's Tuesdays, and this Tuesday on March 1st, it's going to be March, at 5:30, Bob will be talking about how does our focus affect us. I need to say focus to remember that one. Okay. All right. Is there anyone on Zoom that has an announcement? I don't see any hands raising. Okay, so I will continue. So for anyone in need of a prayer treatment, our PLC practitioners are here to support you. And I do want to let you know that there is also a frog box in the back corner that you can write a prayer request to the Positive Living Center prayer team, and you can place it in that box, and we'll be praying for you or your friend or whatever the prayer is. And also, if you're looking for prayers for yourself or someone else, please contact practitioner Joe Bull, and he will put those prayers out to the prayer team, church practitioners, and reverends. And his contact information can be found on the Positive Living Center newsletter, the iFocus. And we also have Heart to Heart. PLC has this outreach, and we know that we all go through life transitions. Your PLC Heart to Heart team, and I just realized, sorry about that at Zoom. Okay. I'm going to start over just a little bit. Your PLC Heart to Heart team members are ready to partner with you on your journey. This is whether you need to talk or seek support for any other needs you might have. Together, we create a new way of being in community. Reverend Judy DeRosa is the Heart to Heart liaison. You can find her contact information. Actually, this is Reverend Judy right there. You can also find her contact information in that same newsletter, the iFocus. All right, and next week's speaker, we have Reverend Sandy West. And now it is time, and this, I'm going to refer to that card again in the back, in that seat in front of you. There is a prayer of protection. All right, so please say with me. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. All right, Practitioner Joe Bull, would you come up for the closing prayer, please?
Good morning again. Let's go within. Let us think about what we've heard today, what we heard in music and in talk, and know that these are reflections of who we are and what we are, children of God. We connect with God each and every moment of our day. God is the answer to all we need. We are here for each other for all we need as well. We are so blessed to have this positive living center to be a part of. I give thanks for this and so much more. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. So we do thank all of you for joining us today at the Positive Living Center. Go out, share the kindness and love that flows in your heart. I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday. Now I'm going to skip.